Hey, Cup of Sales Joe. Thank you for joining me for Another Cup on versus in. As I talk about the working on your business activities, because when we work too long grinding away at the in activities, your normal calls, your normal pricings, your normal customer service work, everything that's entailed in a normal day or week of work, we are kind of pedaling with our head down. We're not paying attention necessarily to where it is taking us. We just want to get it done. I equate this to when I've done some long distance open water swimming. There's such a thing as called sighting, which is you typically have to swim around some buoys or some markers. If I simply kept my head down and swam what felt like the right direction, I may go completely off course. Unless every few strokes I stick my head out of the water and I look up and I make sure that I'm going the right direction. So I could be swimming in the water, but I have to look up because the course is on the water. I have to balance getting my bearings and refining my direction, using my compass, so to speak, while balancing that with purely swimming, keeping my head in the water and swimming. The reason this is so important is because I think we all can identify times in our lives, in our professional lives, and even our personal lives for that matter, when we have worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. And of course, vacation is a part of our professional lives. But that more handles what we call fatigue, where we need to rest. What I'm really talking about is, as I mentioned in the message, restoration from depletion. We can become depleted without being fatigued. And we can be fatigued, but not depleted. So it's important that you understand the difference. And that comes to fruition in our work when we see that we may be imbalanced, when we spent too much time in our business versus on. I'm such a proponent, of growth and learning because I believe a year from now, you should be better than you are now at your work. Not just performing better, but having more capability. Your ceiling should go up along with your floor. What you'll accept as good performance should be higher next year than it is now. And that does not happen simply through producing more. That happens through increasing your production capability, through growing and learning and progressing and getting better. I talked in previous messages about how we learn. And one of those keys is, how do you teach others? If you're learning something new, and next week I asked you to teach it to someone else, you would be on the fast track to learning that most effectively. If you could do that on a regular basis, in other words, investing on your business with growth and learning, imagine if you did that every week, or at least every month. Where would you be in a year? You would not only be producing, but you would also be capable of more. Let me repeat that. It's not in producing more, it's increasing your capability to produce. That's what we're talking about here. And as you do so, you'll find that what you'll settle for, in other words, what I call your acceptable level of performance, your floor will also increase. And believe me, I'll admit that there are many times where I am just as motivated by what I won't accept, by what I want. That drives me quite a bit. When I find my performance is less than I want to accept, that's when I really kick into high gear. Getting away from bad performance is just as valuable sometimes as running towards good or great performance. It's what you'll settle for. Growth and learning increases that threshold of what you'll accept from yourself. And that has to do with all kinds of other things, including keeping promises to yourself, feeling good about you becoming better, more intelligent, more focused. And again, that does not happen by working harder. You might say it's working smarter, but I really think it's just understanding the power of working on yourself, on your business, and the value of growth and learning. I hope you too find the time to regularly do this. Because if you do, those of you familiar with the law of compounding, like with interest when you invest your money, if you do this on a regular basis, the same thing happens. If over the next 10 weeks you invest time each week in growth and learning, you won't just be 10 times better or more capable or capable of more, but you will be exponentially better, maybe 100 times better, if you do this regularly. Now you may see why I am so enthusiastic and supportive of your continued work on yourself, on your business, and growth and learning. Thank you for joining me for Another Cup on versus in.